Broadcasting live from the Victory Casino Cruises studio, this is Orlando's sports leader, 740 The Game, an iHeart radio station.
Big delays eastbound I-4 approaching Fairbanks Avenue. An accident blocking the right lane of traffic causing these backups. You also want to look out for a crash westbound on the 408 at the John Young Parkway near the entrance ramp that may slow you down. Slow traffic eastbound on the 408 between Tampa Avenue and I-4. You want to look out for a wreck John Young Parkway at the Beach Line and University Boulevard just west of Rouse Road, a reported crash. If you see traffic problems, call the Safe Touch Security Tip Line, 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm Catherine Davis.
Are you looking for your dream home? Or are you looking to move out of your current home and find the home to start the next chapter of your life? Look no further. Jim Fouquet with Century 21 Rue Realty is your go-to guy to help you with all your needs. Specializing in West Orange County, Lake County, and Ocoee, his goal is to take care of you from the beginning to the end and is not satisfied until the job is complete. Stop by 401 West Colonial Drive, Suite 7, or give him a call, 321-945-6832. Jim Fouquet with Century 21 Rue Realty.
Looking to expand your reach and following in all platforms of media? Need a jumpstart in expanding your brand to all markets across the world? SOFO is here for you. SOFO means something for everyone, and they help expand your business through all platforms of media. Need to grow on Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram? Their experienced team expands your brand and puts your business in places you would have never been before. Call SOFO at 407-607-9862 or follow SOFO LLC on Instagram and Twitter.
Imagine you working on an assignment due tomorrow morning. Imagine your brain weary from staring at your computer screen for hours on end. Imagine your bed looking all comfortable and inviting. Now imagine waking up from your unintended 8-hour power nap. Damn it, bed, you cozy temptress. College happens, but luckily Chegg Study will help you get your assignments done faster, no matter what's tempting you. Go to chegg.com/study to get step-by-step textbooks, solutions, and on-demand tutoring 24/7.
This is the beat of sports.
How is Utah not in the top 5? How's that possible? They went to Oregon and won by 6 touchdowns, not points. 6 touchdowns. And if you watch that game, they Oregoned Oregon. Yeah, they jumped up a lot in the poll, but tell me how their body of work is not more impressive than a number of teams ranked ahead of them.
The beat of sports with Mark Daniels.
9 a.m. weekdays on 740 The Game.
Welcome to Late Night Parents. I'm your host, Ted Hicks. We have a weekly podcast where we sit down and talk with game changers in the sports, technology, education fields. We even do product reviews and giveaways. Why, you ask? Because we're all parents. So if you're ready for an up-close and personal look, then you can check out our podcast. New episodes are available every Thursday. Catch us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, that's Late Night Parents. The site is latenightparents.com.
At International Diamond Center, you can cut out the middleman and buy direct.
Meet International Diamond Center owner Keith LeClaire.
And be guaranteed the best value nationwide, period.
Want to know the secret behind International Diamond Center's unbeatable prices on diamonds? It's the fact that Keith LeClaire is a major player on the world diamond market, going back 30-plus years as a buyer, a manufacturer, and a wholesaler.
Our relationships worldwide are impeccable. Buying from Russia, from India, from Israel.
Then selling those diamonds to brokers and dealers all over the U.S.
We are a supplier to the dealers who sell to the stores.
But if you shop an IDC store here in Orlando, we'll treat you like a dealer, giving you the direct importer price.
We are no longer looking to just wholesale the diamonds to the dealers. We're bringing them directly to you at the same price.
No middleman means more value, guaranteed.
I know that I can provide you the best quality diamond for the best price, period.
International Diamond Center, Orlando's direct diamond importer and your local diamond experts with 5 Orlando locations. Online at shopidc.com.
Before you ask her, ask us.
Looking to expand your reach and following in all platforms of media? Need a jumpstart in expanding your brand to all markets across the world? SOFO is here for you. SOFO means something for everyone, and they help expand your business through all platforms of media. Need to grow on Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram? Their experienced team expands your brand and puts your business in places you would have never been before. Call SOFO at 407-607-9862 or follow SOFO LLC on Instagram and Twitter.
Stay connected with Orlando Sports Leader on Facebook. Like us now at 740 The Game on Facebook.com.
The following is a paid program. The views and opinions expressed in this program are not those of iHeartMedia, its management, or advertisers.
Here we go, yo. One time for your mind. You know we ball all day. Yeah. Just know we talk ball all day. Welcome to the full court press. Full court press. We got Danny Thompson on the mic, so just chill with the sound. Ball all day. Yeah. Just know we talk ball all day. Welcome to the full court press. Full court press. We got Danny Thompson on the mic, so just chill with the sound.
It is now 9:06 p.m. Eastern Time on Tuesday night. This is Full Court Press Radio, sponsored by SOFOELLC, and I'm your host, Danny Thompson, calling in tonight from Orlando, Florida, here on 740 The Game and iHeartRadio. For those who have never listened to the show before, for the next 2 hours, we're going to be talking everything and anything involving the NBA with some of the best radio personalities, bloggers, beat writers, and, of course, you guys. If you want to call in with us tonight, 407-916-8255. If you're in the Orlando area, or toll free at 800-729-8255. So let me introduce my panel to you guys tonight. Now, mostly it's been a three-man weave, but tonight we're going to make it a four-person weave with the pick and roll going left to right. So I'm going to start to my right, with the editor-in-chief of NBAFCPradio.com, also one of our columnists, my man Paul Myers. Paul, how you doing?
Yo, great night in Orlando. Beautiful weather.
Calling in the middle of the triangle, the big man in the middle from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, the NBA draft expert, as well as our social media manager for Full Court Press Radio media as well, too. My man, Mark Johnson. Mark, how you doing?
To get to a lot of news, just waiting to get to it.
And joining us in the studio tonight, a special guest. Now, if you read anything involving the Orlando Magic, this is the guy that you want to listen to, the guy you want to hear from, and also the guy you want to read, my good buddy, Zach Oliver. Zach, how you doing? And thanks for coming in tonight with us.
No problem, guys. Thanks for having me on. I'm excited for this. It's going to be a fun couple of hours.
Yeah, with everything going on in the NBA the last couple of days, especially this afternoon with Derrick Rose and his situation, which we'll get to in a second, it's been a real busy week, especially with everybody starting media days as well, too. So, like I said, you want to get in with us tonight, 407-916-8255, or toll-free 800-729-8255. Also want to give a shout-out to our sponsor, SOFOELLC. Please check them out on Twitter and Instagram at SOFOELLC. Also, our good friends at Jim Fouquet Realty, Late Night Parents, and our brand-new sponsor, Hoop Culture. Please check those guys out because they're going to open up a brand-new shop out there in Fashion Square Mall on November 2nd. If you're looking for a great hoop apparel, please check them out as well, too. And also to our good friends on Periscope, because we're actually Periscoping tonight. So if you have Periscope, check us out and tune us in. If you can't call in, ask questions, because we'll be here to answer them. So, guys, the big story of the day, Derrick Rose in the last 24 hours has pretty much told Bulls management that he is looking to pretty much break the bank, and then today he breaks his nose. Zach, since you're the guest here tonight, what are your thoughts going through your mind as you saw Derrick Rose go down again with another injury?
Well, it's really unfortunate because, when he's healthy, he can be one of the best players in the league, but, that's been his problem for the last couple of years. I tweeted this earlier, and Victor Oladipo had the same injury last year. He got elbowed by a teammate in practice and ended up missing about a month. So, it'll set them back a bit, I think, especially with a new coach. But, it's Derrick Rose. He's one of the best players in the league when healthy, so they can just fit him back in pretty easily, I think.
Paul?
Yeah, I mean, for me, first, as far as the injury goes, it's not a huge deal, I don't think. You can still semi-practice with it. You can't really do full contact, and he'll probably be missing in a lot of the scrimmaging. But it's not something he can't do walkthroughs and run the offense with. He can get some practicing in, so I don't think it's really going to affect the team. I think his comments will affect the team far greater than his injury will.
Mark, what are your take on it?
From a physical standpoint, I think he'll be fine. I think he'll be able to hold up. He's going to miss valuable practice time. I mean, you're talking about a new coach, new system. So I mean, I think when he comes back, he's going to be maybe a little bit rusty or whatever. Just trying to learn the concepts, plays, and things like that. But as far as the locker room, like Paul alluded to, I think that's maybe a greater effect. And you're talking about 2 years left on his deal. A lot of these guys on the Bulls already, have already signed extensions, which run longer. It's just not a good time to even say that. It's just not a good time to even get to that. Just kind of just be like, look, I'm gonna play out the season, and whatever happens, happens. Just kind of ill-advised comments, from Rose's part.
For me, if Derrick Rose has something to say and he's actually been healthy for 2 years, this really wouldn't be a problem. If he was in the situation of Kevin Durant or he's in the situation of of LeBron James, he could actually talk. But Derrick Rose hasn't played very much basketball in the last 2 years. And to say that he's going about the money and try to take care of his financial future for his kids, you just made $94 million. You have a rule in the NBA that's specifically made for you and what you've done in the first 5 years of your career. And let's be honest, you haven't done much in 2 years. You sat more times out. It's one of those things where it's confusing, and I don't know. I'm kind of upset by it. I'm not even a Bulls fan. I'm kind of upset by the way he kind of took this about. And Paul, as you've played basketball for a long time. If you have a teammate like that and you're going through training camp, what is the first thing going through your mind if you're a guy like Jimmy Butler or Pau Gasol and you hear those comments from your supposed point guard and leader?
Well, I never was like the star, so this kind of works out perfectly because Derrick Rose is, the star of the team per se. Butler maybe the better player or recently has been the better player, but Rose is the star of that team when healthy. So when your best player makes comments like that, or the guy that everyone's looking at to be the playmaker, the facilitator, you don't want to hear those comments from that guy. If it's someone like Pau Gasol, that just came to the team, not a guy that was drafted by this team that stuck next to this player, throughout his injuries, that's what really kills me. This guy's missed 2 full seasons and some change from injuries, various injuries. And, he kind of just threw it all right back in their face for sticking next to him. And I think the players will see that, and I think it's going to definitely have an effect in that locker room. Players feed off of this stuff. You allude, I played ball. If one of our better players said something like that, on our team, or said something that kind of put himself before the team like that, that's not something you want to play. You kind of lose a little motivation.
Now, Zach, you're in the locker room pretty much on a daily basis with the Magic because you cover them. Being in the locker room on a daily basis, if a guy like that says like that, how does the morale of the team affect that? You've been around the Magic for a while, and you see how this works in the locker room. When a guy makes a comment like that, how will that change morale, especially going in preseason?
We haven't really had that problem with the Magic the last couple of years because they haven't been that great. But I think that you would kind of see a little bit of a turn against them in a sense. But at the same time, with the Magic, that's a lot different because they're a young team that's trying to get a lot better. The Bulls are an established team that are looking to take that next step and get to the finals finally. We're looking at a guy in Rose who's played 100 games since winning the MVP in 2010-2011.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So, and you talked about his $94 million contract, add in a shoe deal too. He should be set. I understand him wanting the long-term stability, but at the same time he needs to stay in his lane kind of and accept the fact that look, you're still a really good ball player. You're going to get paid when you're a free agent. Worry about that in 2 years. Worry about this season. Get healthy and help your team because, that Bulls team's going to be in the spotlight a lot with a new coach. Because if they flame out this year, you might have to consider blowing it up if you're Chicago.
Mark, what are you thinking?
Yeah, that sounds